Welcome to this look at getting started with Adobe Dimension. So in Adobe Dimension, there's a bunch of different things that you can do. What I've done here is I've used the ability to scale. So I wanted to get a plane right on the ground. So what if I wanted to make another square next to that in this area over here? The reason why I set the camera view to this particular one is because it's actually about reasonably correct for a floor plan. So a floor plan is basically you looking from a bird's eye view, normally about, I think it's like 4 meters up. So it could be, so for instance, you can see, and this is basically what I put over here is a plane, okay? So you can see there's a plane there. And the position is 10 centimeters and 10 centimeters. And what you can do is basically, if we just zoom out, if I wanted to change the position, I'm using this quadrant here basically. And the reason for that's quite straightforward is because this is basically Z and X. So, and the reason for that's quite straightforward, basically this is the Z axis, as you can see, and then we've got the X axis as well, all going up. So it's kind of like, that's kind of the area that I want. I could obviously zoom in just to this area, but it's fine as it is. So now if I wanted to increase the size of this square, how would I do that? Well, basically, all I'd have to do, say I wanted to increase the X value, I would basically increase this, say I wanted to double the size, right, on X. So all we could do, we'll do it on both actually. Obviously, Y is going to remain constant, so this would be 40. So basically, all we'd have to do is that we could change the scale to 2, and then we would double these values as well. So then I could double the size of that square, right? And this is obviously, like I mentioned, is a plane, right? So the depth of it is 0. You can see the size on the Y is 0. You can see that it's basically directly on the floor there. All right, let's go back, change that back to where we were, and let's zoom in and see what else we can do here. So if we press number 2 here, you can see I'm a bit out of focus. There's different ways to get it in focus. We can press the F key as well. That will get it in focus as well. Or we can always go back to, I think it's useful to save different bookmarks for this. That one I found going back to quite a lot. But yeah, 2 is really the pan. If I want to get it more central and then do a zoom, I just use the 2. So let's actually look at maybe the toolbar here. The plus button, this basically is a way to import things. So for instance, you can see on the floor plan here, I've imported this avocado here. So let's take a look maybe closer at the avocado. So if we want to actually take a look at it more closely, we can use the orbit tool, right? So what I'll do is let me look closer at the avocado. Now, that's one thing I did do. Now you may be thinking it's like, why is the avocado all one color, but this looks different? It's interesting how that's happening. Let's actually just take a look at that then, and we'll see what we can do. So if we look on here, Magic Wand tool, it says intelligently, let's see what we got. You've got new selection, add to selection, subtract from selection, and I've got it to tiny. So basically, when we're using this tool, I can basically select different parts. So that was doing that. Then if I wanted to change the material of it, you'd have to go to libraries and change the material. All right, so for instance, if we wanted to change the material, let's just do fabric for a moment. All right, we can press Control-Shift-A to deselect. You can see we've got a fabric material there. Let's have a look here what we can do with the plane. So certain things, for instance, the plane here, you can see it's got different things. We could change the corner radius, right? We could make it a rounder corner. All right, let's go back and actually take a look at what else we can do here. So the move tool. So basically we've got select. So with select, you obviously get, this is called, I think it's called Gizmo, this thing. So you can see I can move it up and down. And you see what it will actually snap directly to that. All right, here I've put another one in. So you can see that basically I put a plane, it's rotated by 90 degrees. Obviously, now this time, if we go to floor plan, you can't really see it very well. So what I might do is just, let's see. What would be the best angle to view that at? You see, down there is, you could say that is an angle to view it at. But like sometimes you might want like a more of a. You'd like to be able to see both sides of it, right? We'll do F, see where it comes up. All right, so there's an angle, right? So what I want to do now is think about like. So what happens if we do like multiple selections, right? So that's sort of like the next thing you have to look at. All right, let's maybe put the avocado on the wall. So to do that, you have to make sure we've got move align to surface. So interestingly, it doesn't seem to be aligned properly. And why is that? I think the answer to that is that the pivot is at the bottom. Let's try the pivot at the top. Yeah. So that's basically how that would work. Let's actually just check the pivot in the center as well. Yeah, the pivot at the center is not what you want. Generally, I think it looks to me like probably top or bottom is probably the best thing. We could put it on the center there. Let's do an Alt, see what happens if we grab another. Yeah, I think you can sort of position them fairly well. It's just a rough sketch. So what do we actually have in the list then? So it doesn't create like a different numbering system for them. Let's just change that to bottom. Yeah, it's clear. I think basically it looks like when you're rotating by 90 degrees. Again, let's try moving this one over. Move align to surface. I think once you get the alignment anywhere really, so there it is. And I can move it up. Make sure it snaps in place, right? So say I want it in the one of these is going to go in the corner. That's going to go in the corner. I then take my next one, shift, align. This one's going to go in the middle, align center X. Well, actually, we'll do the bottom corner first. Obviously, if these were all labeled, I could do it more easily in the scene menu. That one's probably close to it anyway. So that'd be a way that I could align them to that area there.